And so today I wanted to give you an opportunity for a tangible thing that's happening here in Jacksonville. And I've invited Sarah Donegan to come share about Good News Club. So Sarah, would you come on up here? And she's going to come share about something that's already happening and that we can take part in and support here. So Sarah, thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much, Pastor, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Most of you, I know you maybe by face, if not by name. My name is, as he said, Sarah Donegan, and I am your local Child Evangelism Fellowship missionary. And what that means is we are the Good News Club, and we are bringing the good news to the public schools through Bible clubs, after-school programs. And we just praise God for opening that door for us. When I was praying about what to say today, the Lord kept bringing this phrase to my mind. And it's out of 1 Samuel chapter 6:17. Is there not a cause? Church, you've been sitting a while. Repeat that with me. Is there not a cause? Let me give you a little context of where that is found if you're not familiar with it. It is when David comes to the battlefield. There's a whole army, and they are in fear, and they're, what do we do? What do we do? There's a big giant. And David comes, and of course, his big brothers, all you younger siblings, you get this. David, what are you doing here? And, you're just, giving him the lip and just like probably a noogie and, big brother stuff. They had a problem. All those people, all they could see was the giant. But David was offended by that giant. Oh, not because he was triggered, as we use the term today, but because that giant was mocking his God. And he looked around and he said, is there not a cause? What a beautiful message we just heard about sharing the gospel. And we have to ask, we have to do that. We have to be the light. We have to be the salt. Because, church, there is a cause. Let me tell you about Good News Club. So we got permission December of 2024, so just a little over a year now, to be in every school in District 117. Yes, praise God. That was all God. We were able to start in 2, and that was Washington and Eisenhower. We had an average attendance of about 50 kids last year, and we saw many come to know the Lord. Then this fall, we had enough volunteers to start at 3 schools, and that we added Eisenhower, Washington, and then North. And then we finally got enough volunteers that just 2 weeks ago, we were able to start at Lincoln. Now, I had 4 volunteers. I thought that should be enough. That's what we're running here. That's what we're running there. No, me of little faith. We had 57 kids enroll at Lincoln. So my problem was 57 kids and 4 helpers. So I put a great plea out and did some frantic calling and lots of praying, and the Lord has brought us some more helpers, so we think we can, with his help, be able to minister to those kids. And there's no such thing as too many helpers, because the more helpers we have, that means it's okay to have one-on-one. It's okay to have extra helpers that can really get to know the kids, because children need to hear that their God is big enough. They need to know your story to say, you know what, I love you, and I've seen God do this in my life, and I know he can do it in your life. They need reminded that they are David. When everyone else looks at them and says they're just a kid, you don't know what you're talking about, David. That's who God sees. He sees the giant killer. He sees the future kid. And we have that opportunity to touch that life and to teach them they can be a David. The problem is we're on the battlefield too busy looking around at the Goliath and thinking they're too big. Or we haven't even entered the battlefield. Our Good News Club, we're currently, with all the children we're reaching now, and again, we know there's some things I have to pray about and ask, Lord, is it your will for me to do this? Lord, should I do this? There's a lot I have to pray about, but there's one thing we don't have to pray about. We know we are supposed to be the light. We know we are supposed to be the salt. So we know we are supposed to witness to children. Now, you may have to pray about it. Is it your job to do it at the public school or maybe somewhere else? But we know God cares about the children. As they said, the statistics are 85% of Christians come to know the Lord before the age of 18. So we have to reach them. And I would say even now, the age is probably getting lower. With the way children are bombarded with social media, technology, just the world. I mean, think about it. They even are questioning what gender they are. It's just a whole new world. We've got to reach them and reach them soon. We cannot wait because there is a cause. So we have more work to do in Good News Club. We need to have enough volunteers to we want to see every club at 56 plus. And the statistics are, I'm going to throw numbers out there because they help you get a picture, but CEF, the Child Evangelism Fellowship that we run the program under, has been around for 80 years, and it is just to be an arm of the church. We are not a separate ministry. It is to be completely part of the church. And your church is actually already involved in this. We have two of your helpers, Miss Brenda and Miss Betty, and you can come talk to them if I'm not around and ask them their experience at Good News Club. And also there's a group of ladies that have been praying for Good News Club even before Good News Club even got here. So your church is already very, very involved. Anyway, CEF statistically says that 35% of the Good News Club kids attend church. I would say in Jacksonville, it's more like 20%. So think of that 125-ish kids we are reaching every week. Only 20% of them list on their form a church. And we've already seen one lady we got to talk to on a Wednesday night, and she said she's been in this town 3 years and never had been invited to a church. 3 years. And she came that Wednesday night to your youth program. I'm looking around just seeing if she showed up today. I don't see her, but there is a cause. There is a cause. And then so we need to reach the unchurched. And then we love our church kids. They are such a blessing to have them. And they are learning too. This is their opportunity to learn to be light and salt in the public school system. Because they can invite one of their friends to come to a Good News Club, and the parent may say yes to that, but we're not going to Sunday morning. That's too early, or we got sports and we got all this stuff. So it also allows them to be salt and light, and it allows them to learn, because the ultimate goal of Good News Club is to show Jesus. We were just reminded in a meeting, Good News Child Evangelism's main goal is not to win children. The main goal is to glorify God. And by doing that, you lead children. And there's many opportunities to volunteer. You could volunteer to come, be a part. And it's simple. I don't throw anybody under the bus. If you're not comfortable teaching, I don't say, hey, guess what? You're teaching Mephibosheth next week. I did ask Miss Brenda to teach that lesson because she could say the word without getting tongue-tied. But she could do it. And so, but a lot of it is just come and love on the kids. Come and talk to them. Say, how was your day? Listen to Bible verses. We give them reward. And we are almost at the end. Good News Club only runs to Easter, and we're done for the school season. But there's another opportunity I would like to challenge, especially the grandparents in this room, is we do what we call a Christmas and Easter program. And that is where we come and we will do a Christmas club. And for example, we're going to focus, our next focus is Easter. And we will come to your home, come to your yard, come to your church, come to the park, and we will do a Easter program for you and your children. So I've had grandparents in the past that just said, you know what, I want to make sure my children and my grandchildren know Jesus. And they just invited all their grandkids. And one lady, 14 grandkids, there's no number. It could be 5, it could be 20. And we shared through a fun, exciting way. We do a lot of fun things, and we shared them because if you ask the average kid, what's Easter about, they're not going to say Jesus. So I would ask you to pray about that as well, of maybe you might say, I could host a Easter program, Easter club, or maybe this summer I could host they used to be called backyard Bible clubs, but now they're in the front yard, and sometimes, but I would host a Bible club for the kids in my neighborhood. So there's many opportunities, and I've probably taken more of my time, I apologize. But so I just will be out in the back here, but church, just remember this one thing. There is a cause, and you have been commanded to share. You have been called, and you have been commissioned. Thank you.